You've been told your whole life that hard work is the answer. Work harder, wake up earlier, push through, grind it out. And most of you listening to this actually did that. You put in the hours, you sacrificed the weekends, you answered emails at 11 p.m. and convinced yourself that was just what success required. And yet, here you are, still overwhelmed, still behind, still feeling like the business is running you instead of the other way around. So I want to ask you something real today. What if working harder isn't the answer? What if it never was? And what if the actual problem has nothing to do with your effort and everything to do with your systems? That's what we're getting into today. And fair warning, this one might sting a little. Before we get into it, if you're building a business, running a team, or just trying to feel less like you're drowning every single week, hit subscribe. This show is not about hype. It's not about motivation. It's not about hustle porn. It's operator thinking, how businesses actually work when the cameras are off. Welcome to Notebook of a COO. I want to be honest about something. There's a lot of content out there right now telling you to go harder, do more, be more ambitious. And look, I respect the message of ambition. I do. But here's the problem with that narrative. It names a feeling. It doesn't name a cause. You already feel behind. You already feel like you're not doing enough. And when someone shows up online telling you the solution is to just push harder, that lands. It resonates because it's speaking directly to your guilt. But guilt is not a business strategy, and more effort applied to a broken system doesn't fix the system. It just burns you out faster. Today, I want to name the actual cause, because when you can see the problem clearly, fixing it stops feeling overwhelming and starts feeling like a project. Here's the tension I see playing out in businesses every single day. Smart, capable, genuinely hardworking people running themselves into the ground and still not getting the results they expected. And the default response is always the same. I just need to work harder. I need to be more disciplined. I need to wake up at 5 a.m. and do a 90-minute morning routine. And I'm not dismissing discipline. Discipline matters. But here's what I need you to hear. If your business only works when you're working, that's not a business. That's a job you can't quit. I talk to operators all the time who are putting in 60, 70, sometimes 80-hour weeks. And when I dig into what's actually happening, it's not a motivation problem. It's not a work ethic problem. It's a systems problem. They don't have clear processes. They don't have defined roles. They don't have repeatable workflows. They're making the same decisions over and over again from scratch every single day. And the cruel part? When you're busy like that, you don't have time to step back and fix it. So you just keep pushing. Drop a comment below if that sounds like your life right now. Because you're not alone, and more importantly, there's a way out. Let's talk about the systems diagnostic that will show you the 3 places your effort is leaking. I'm not going to give you a 12-step plan. I'm going to give you 3 lenses, 3 places to look when your effort isn't converting into results. Because once you can see where the leak is, you can fix it. Number 1, you don't have a decision system, you have a decision habit. The first place effort leaks is decisions. Most operators are making hundreds of micro decisions every single day that should have been made once, documented, and handed off. What gets posted, who handles what, how client onboarding works, what the escalation path is when something goes wrong. Instead, those decisions get made fresh every time, by you, because you never built a system that answered them permanently. And here's the compounding effect of that. Every decision you make costs mental energy. Researchers call this decision fatigue, and it's real. The more decisions you make, the worse the quality of each subsequent one gets. So you start the week sharp. By Thursday, you're approving things you'd normally push back on. By Friday, you're just surviving. And you tell yourself you need more discipline, more caffeine, a better routine. But the real fix is simpler. Stop making the same decisions twice. Document your standard operating procedures. Build decision trees for recurring scenarios. Create a filter. If it happens more than 3 times, it needs a documented process. That alone will give you back hours of real cognitive capacity every week. That brings me to number 2. You are the bottleneck, and you don't know it. The second place effort leaks is delegation, or more accurately, the lack of it. I see this constantly. Someone builds a business, pours everything into it, and then unknowingly designs a system where every important thing has to come back to them. Every approval, every client-facing message, every important call, every significant expense, and they call that control. But what it actually is a ceiling. You cannot grow past yourself when you're standing in the way of your own growth. Now, I get it. You got here by doing things well, by caring, by having high standards. And the fear is, if I let go, things fall apart. But here's what I've learned. Things don't fall apart because you delegate. Things fall apart because you delegate without systems. If someone doesn't know what good looks like, they can't replicate it. But if you've documented your process, defined your standards, and built checkpoints, you can hand things off with confidence. Your job isn't to do the work. Your job is to build the machine that does the work. Ask yourself right now, if I stepped away for 2 weeks, what breaks first? That's your bottleneck. That's where you need to build a system before you add another dollar of revenue. If you're nodding at this right now, drop a comment. Tell me where your bottleneck is. I read these. And last but not least, number 3, your growth is outpacing your infrastructure. The third place effort leaks is probably the most dangerous because it hides behind success. Revenue goes up, clients come in, the business is growing, and everything feels like it's working until suddenly it doesn't. Suddenly you're missing deadlines, quality is slipping, your team is confused, customer experience starts to crack, and the instinct is to push harder. More oversight, more involvement, more hours. But that's treating a symptom, not the cause. The cause is that your infrastructure, your processes, your team structure, your tools, your communication systems never scaled with your revenue. You're running a $500K business on the systems of a $100K business, and eventually that math catches up with you. This is what I call a systems gap. And the only way to close it is to stop running and start building. Not forever, not a 6-month pause on growth, but intentional, structured time every week, dedicated to building the scaffolding your next level of growth actually needs. Because here's the truth, you can always make more money. You cannot make more time. And if your business is consuming every hour you have, you don't own a business. You own a machine that owns you. So here's your action step. And I want you to actually do this, not just think about it. This week, before you add anything new to your plate, I want you to audit one thing. Pick the task you do most often, the thing that takes the most of your time, and ask yourself, does this have a documented process? Not in your head, written down, clear enough that someone else could follow it without asking you questions. If the answer is no, that's your first system to build. Not a rebrand, not a new offer, not more content. A documented, repeatable process for the thing that's eating your time. Because the operators who win are not the ones who work the hardest. They're the ones who build systems that make hard work scalable. That's the difference between grinding and growing. And if you want a framework to actually do this, our team has built the B3 courses and the Operator Academy to do exactly that. The link is in the description. Go check it out. If today's episode hit you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Forward it to the operator in your life who's grinding and wondering why it's still not enough. Sometimes the best thing you can do for someone is hand them the right lens. Wherever you are, that is exactly where you are supposed to be. But that does not mean you have to stay there. Until next time.